What's up, guys? My name is Pro, and today we're doing the Undead Pirate Rewards and more poll blog. And in this blog, we have a lot to go over. There's a lot of poll questions, but the one that I want to skip to real quick is the Wilderness Agility course. This spooky course has seen better days, having declined in popularity somewhat since its release over 20 years ago. It provides some solid XP rates for level 52 agility, but comes with some heavy caveats. It's hard to get to, and you miss out on marks of grace while you're there. And alternatives in the level range, like Hollow Sepulchre Floor 1, give you comparable XP rates with more lucrative rewards. It's time we show the Wilderness Agility course some love with a fully opt-in system that gives you slightly boosted XP rates and leads you with some spending cash. To opt in, you'll need to deposit 100,000 GP into a pillar or chest, they're not sure yet, located to the end of the Wilderness course, which is conveniently also the start of the course. Unlike other Wilderness deposits, if you die to another player within the course, this fee is removed from the game completely, presumably collected by the dreaded Wilderness bankers. Instead, shifting the focus to loot that you're accumulating by engaging with the content itself. This also includes deaths in the underground areas reached by falling off the course. They said, falling off the course. Embarrassing. After opting in, you'll receive loot every time you complete a full lap and slap that pillar or chest. The loot in Beggin's real world with every lap you complete without logging out or leaving the area. The loot in question is made up of delicious alcohols and blighted items, so you're free to go in and do a bit of PKing after your workout. Oh, I get it. I just sat here for a minute. Okay, so what they're saying is you can do the Wilderness Agility course and get blighted items and like stuff, and then you can go PK after you get done running around the agility course. That's funny. And here's how the loot scales up. You have 1 to 10 laps, roughly 10,000 GP, and 61 laps, roughly 40,000 GP per lap. That's really good. And that's not logging out. At current rates, about 80 laps per hour, you'll get about 2.2 million GP worth of loot in your first hour and 3.2 million GP for every hour beyond that, assuming you're not interrupted. So I'm guessing a lot of PKers are going to camp this spot now because, I mean, it's next to the Mage Bank, so you have a way out, I guess, but you're so far back in the wilderness. If you're not wearing anything, you're going to die. If you are wearing something, like, you better bring a bunch of food. I mean, I guess you're going to get blighted items, so maybe you'll get blighted food. As long as you have a way to escape, I think you'll be fine, though. Oh, and here it says touching the pillar or chest will also restore run energy, so you can indulge in some heavier gear and fight back against anyone causing trouble, and free up some inventory slots so you would otherwise spend on stamina and potions. You can have free and hopefully get away from the PKer if you happen to run into one. Independently, they are also planning on giving players tokens at the end of each lap, each one granting 200 XP subject to change, blah blah blah, but stacking them up grants additional XP multipliers in the manner of pest control and bounty hunter rewards. So 1 to 10 tokens grants 200 XP per token, and if you have 100 plus tokens, you're going to get 15% XP, so 230 XP per token. Assuming that you trade in all your tokens at once, this means that your first hour nets around 17,000 bonus XP, your second hour nets around 18,200 bonus XP. So, I mean, maybe you would go for 2 hours, but at max 2 hours, because after 3 hours, you're only getting 200 more XP for that entire hour. And that XP is on top of the XP that you get from actually doing the course. Stack your tokens and stick it out, and you could earn a whopping 65,900 XP per hour if left uninterrupted. About the same as that you would get from the Prif agility course. The catch is that these tokens are untradeable and lost on death, so you'll need to clearly manage your tolerance for risk versus reward. I know it says risk, but it is risk versus reward. Speaking of risk, our final change is to add more skeletons, alive ones obviously, around the course to make insta-logging less preventable. Plus, those bony fellows could stand to build some muscle. Alright, so now we're going to scroll back up here to the top and go over from top to bottom. In last month's Winter Summit Greenlight poll, you said YAR to a new wilderness hotspot at the Chaos Temple, featuring undead pirates, chaos druids, and a whole lot of PvP. Before we dive into the reward side of things, here's a tiny sneak peek from one of our test worlds. Shown below is a pure making use of the Dwarven multi-cannon to deliver swift justice to these pesky pirates. You'll also notice that we're looking to see how things play out with a southern land bridge away from the Chaos Temple, allowing you and your friends to try your hand at... Okay, I'm just going to start shortening things from here on out. So basically, they're going to put a bridge between the lava right on one side and the other side. So you can, like, I don't know, you have more ways to escape or attack people pretty much. Here are the undead pirates. Okay, here they are moving the wilderness clue. Okay, so here they're moving the hard clue step and the stash unit from here to here. And I guess so you're like less likely to get PK'd. All right, now we're moving on to question 1 of the actual poll. Should we move the hard clue steps that currently point towards the Chaos Temple to a different wilderness location? I mean, sure, yeah. Go ahead. I don't... I mean, if it's safer, definitely, because... All right, now let's move on to the chivalry. You'll remember that one of our primary motives in... Oh yeah, I forgot I'm going to summarize. Alright, it's basically saying that they want to give Zerkers and Pures a place to PK, like low-level wilderness, level 9 to 14, and if we should give them chivalry prayers, which they will not have to do the quest to get, but... they'll be able to unlock chivalry with the prayer scroll. Which, I mean, like, if it'll make the game more fun for them, go ahead. Sure, why not? Oh, they're also saying that as long as you have 60 prayer, you should be able to get this scroll and use it. So you won't have to have, like, the stat requirements for it, or to do that quest to get it, or whatever. And yeah, question 2. Should we add the chivalry prayer scroll, a tradable item that would unlock the chivalry prayer? As described in the blog, we will not adjust the current means of unlocking chivalry. And then they're saying with option A, should they have less defense and more attack? Or option B, more defense and less attack? And basically they're saying, like, should we even switch the chivalry bonuses? And then if they switch them, should it be option A or option B? Alright, they're introducing adamant seeds. And adamant seeds are going to be just like mithril seeds. And the only difference is mithril seeds are going to move you 1 tile to the west. And adamant seeds are going to move you 1 tile to the east. And then they make a joke about runite seeds in 2044. Question 5, should we add adamant seeds as described in the blog? Yeah, sure, I don't know. I mean, that's fine. All right, and they're talking about adding a blip blocking scroll, which means, like, if you went to the Elder Chaos Druids, you would be able to use this scroll and they wouldn't teleport you all around. And then they're asking, should they be able to, like, should you be able to use the same scroll on abyssal demons so they don't teleport you around? And that is question 6 and 7. And here they are updating undead pirates, and they're going to start dropping keys, which you can unlock chests, and it'll give you rewards. But they're not looking to, like, boost the drops a whole lot. They're just looking to give them, like, maybe some uniques. It says, when unlocked using a key, these chests will give you an additional roll on their loot table and double any loot received, including uniques. So you can unlock these chests, like, regularly, but if you use a key, it'll double it. It'll give you an additional roll and double it. And they're basically wanting people to PvP more in single combat zones, because that is in a single combat zone. Miscellaneous wilderness updates. We also have a few other wilderness updates we want your opinion on. Our PvP team has worked on a majority of the changes to the Chaos Temple, but they're hungry for more and have found some time to sniff out a few other quality of life changes we can squeeze into the update. If you have been here a while, you might notice that the original poll for these features involved the Wilderness Resource Area. We'd actually like to revisit that separately for a more significant overhaul, especially having seen this fantastic suggestion from the box. In the meantime, Fountain of Rune. This mysterious obelisk sprung into being almost 10 years old in March 2014. If you didn't know, the Fountain of Rune provides unlimited runes to anyone within its line of sight, which means that you can cast any spell you like indefinitely, so long as you don't mind missing out on XP. Luckily, players have decided to use this infinite rune responsibly, and the fountain's main use is a hotspot for enchanting jewelry and crossbows. We'd like to increase its utility by allowing players to cast alchemy spells on multiple items at once while at the Fountain of Rune. This buff will scale with Wilderness Diary tiers and will let players mow through huge stacks of items, making rapid dents in the Old Slayer loot tab. Here's how we'd like to buff the scales. Easy, 5, medium 10, hard 20, elite 30, and I mean that's pretty crazy that you'd be able to alch 30 things at once. Like, you'd be risking a lot, but dang. To put that into perspective, let's take the Humble Rune Arrow. It's a real chore to alchemize the huge stack of arrows you'll occur over the adventuring career, but they feel a bit too precious to just drop on the ground. At this time of writing, a single rune arrow is worth 83 GP on the Grand Exchange, but can be out for 240 GP. Take into account that 150 GP spent on the requisite nature rune, and you net a profit of 7 GP. Not really worth it. Remove the cost of the nature rune from the equation. However, if you're looking at some real profit, especially if you've diligently ticked off your diary task and you can alch 30 arrows at a time. We reckon a speedy speller could man, I cannot read. I hate the way they write this. Please stop writing this way. They're basically saying a normal person can cast high alchemy 1,200 times an hour. So if you have an elite diary done, you're doing that, and you times that by 30, you basically casted it like over 30,000 times in an hour. The catch is that the Fountain of Ruin is extremely dangerous and at the northmost tip of the wilderness. So, you're risking whatever you're bringing. Question 8 is should they adjust the Fountain of Ruin by allowing high alch multiple times at once? Yeah. And then here we have the Wilderness Agility course. I already went over that because that's my favorite. All right, and question 11 through 23 basically is going to be this right here. Make the respawn timer of most Wilderness NPCs 9 seconds to reduce downtime on Wilderness Slayer tasks. That sounds pretty cool. I would like that. Add more of the following NPCs: bandits at the Wilderness Bandit Camp, Dark Warriors, Rogues, and Anku. Hellhounds, Ice Giants, Jellies. Oh, and the Wilderness Slayer Caves. Shift the furniture in the Pirate's Hideout so that players can place a cannon. Add rune full helmets, medium helmets, and scimitars and dragon longswords to the loot table for members only high level bandits. Add more frequent coin drops to the high level rogue variants. Increase superior monster spawn rate by 10% while on a Wilderness Slayer task. Allow players to purchase multiple imbued god capes for the cost of 500,000 GP. The current method of obtaining more capes will remain unchanged. And like I said, question 11 through 23 is just going to be asking you, like, specifically, should we do bandits? Should we do rogues? Should we do dark warriors? And that is all the changes for the wilderness. I mean, I'm really happy with all these changes. If they were to all pass, that's fine. Like, I don't see any huge problems with it. Maybe the chivalry prayer skull. I think that would just give the PvP players just let them have more fun. Not even gonna lie. The adamant seeds seem pretty good because you would never know if someone had mithril or adamant seeds, so you wouldn't know exactly. You wouldn't for 100% know if they have seeds, they're going to go this way, because you wouldn't know. They might go left, they might go right. And here again, my favorite, the Wilderness Agility course thing, I think that's really cool. I think I would try that out. I mean, if you were making 3 mil an hour, that's not bad for training the worst skill in the game. So, I mean, I'm really happy with that. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the Wilderness Agility course as much as I do? Like, are you excited? What was your favorite wilderness update that you saw out of this blog, or what question would you vote no on? Just let me know your thoughts.
Tell me what's the point if I lose myself? Spend a couple days with nobody else, holding in my breath just to see if I can find you in my dreams.